I had a, crazy mushroom experience where, it's kind of weird to say, but they talked to me and they told me, trust in us and we will do you right. It took mushrooms 1,000,000 years to learn how to eat wood. It's only been 100 years since we've been making plastics, and they're already learning to eat those. So I have faith in mushrooms that they will be able to eat plastic one day, and we will not have to worry about all this waste that we're making. The more that people grow them, and the more that people study them, the more we're going to learn about them.
Content presented in Cheshire Corners is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult a legal professional if you have any questions or concerns about the content of this disclaimer, this series, or the legal implications surrounding psychedelic substances in your jurisdiction.
Welcome to Cheshire Corners. My name is Rita Tsaluk, and I can't wait to trip through the looking glass with you guys because we have here in our studio Brian Bristol. Brian is the author of Breaking the Veil, a guide to mushroom genetics, an exploration into the fascinating world of fungal diversity, genetics, and mushroom research. From unique mushroom strains to groundbreaking insights, his work is designed for experienced growers, mycologists, and anyone curious about the incredible potential of mushrooms.
We have a catalog at our store that people were just so obsessed about. Talks about our genetics, what are the combinations, where the potency strengths, how ease of growth as well. It's called Breaking the Veil. I'm Brian Bristol. I'm basically the author of that book. So a lot of people come to our store to learn about mushroom genetics. And that's one way that you can kind of take home a way to learn about mushroom genetics is with our book, Breaking the Veil. It can be found on Amazon and at our store. Goes into a couple definitions of things too, but we wanted it to just be a really fun book. So it's over about 108 pages, and we're also adding new ones to our library all the time. We'll be adding more to our catalog and coming out with more books in the future as well. I like to say it's almost like an adult picture book. More pictures, less words, but real easy to pick up, and you can pick it up from any page and you'll get sucked in immediately if you're into mushrooms, that's for sure. At the end of the day, people, really just want to kind of learn about mushrooms and what varieties, especially with all the new, isolations, mutations, different varieties that are coming out. Yeah, so just kind of framing it around, almost like High Times meets Pokemon cards. So, got to collect them all.
And he's very much into mushrooms, and he has his own story.
Sure. Yeah, so Colorado Cultures was founded in 2019. So it was more just on, helping fellow mushroom growers be able to get their mushroom growing equipment. When it comes to my story, it happened when I was 18 years old. I was just really depressed. I was not very healthy, and I kind of bumped into mushrooms. I had a, crazy mushroom experience where, it's kind of weird to say, but they talked to me and they told me, trust in us and we will do you right.
So you saw mushrooms in your vision?
Yeah, I did.
How did they look?
Oh, I mean,
was there those ones with the red head?
Yeah. Almost like Mario type with the red, red caps, white polka dots. It was more just like my eternal ego talking to me. It was very interesting, but I do remember the one thing I got from that was trust in us and we will do you right. So
very cool. So you into mushrooms, kinds of mushrooms?
All kinds of mushrooms.
So what do you think so cool about mushrooms?
Well, with mushrooms, they contain a lot of the minerals and nutrients that we don't get from a lot of other food sources. So they help you with your digestion. They can help you with oxygen uptake, neuroplasticity, help you with focus. They just kind of really help in the background, make you a healthier person. So I'm a big believer in supplementing with lion's mane, cordyceps, just like apogenic mushrooms, basically.
They're not vegetables.
No, they're more related to us than they are plants, actually.
So how those vegetarian people or vegan people eat mushrooms? They shouldn't.
Well, no, actually they should, because when you're a vegan and you're a vegetarian, you're lacking certain nutrients you don't get in other food, and mushrooms actually have them. So mushrooms can be a protein source. They could be a heavy source for B vitamins as well. and they help with your gut flora amazingly. So I say anywhere from vegan to carnivore to omnivore, people should be eating some type of mushroom, to be honest with you. It's going to make you a healthier person nonetheless, and some will make your brain healthier. Well, mushrooms are starting to get into the world of like being kind of just something that looks good on your table. Red reishi is something that, you can grow. It lasts for months. It looks really cool. But something we're really focused on right now is bioluminescent mushrooms, ones that glow in the dark. So you can actually have mushrooms and kind of decorate with them. And they're not edible. They are going to be a poisonous mushroom, but it's like a bouquet of flowers.
And those poison mushrooms, they're not just good and glowing in the dark. A lot of them have medicinal qualities that maybe we haven't figured out yet.
That is true. That is true. And these bioluminescents are actually pretty new, so there's not too much we know about them. We know there are some compounds that are poisonous in certain amounts. The more that people grow them, the more that people study them, the more we're going to learn about them.
So which mushroom you were the most amazed of? Like, out of all of them, which one comes to mind? Maybe it has its own story.
Well, I'll have to say, it's definitely going to be on the psychedelic side. There's a variety called B positive or B plus that is just, it's not the most potent mushroom, but it's just one that's always treated me really well. Another one I do find amazing is cordyceps. I mean, they help you with your breathing, especially being, up here in Colorado. I mean, it's amazing. They help you produce ATP. They help you with oxygen uptake. So it's almost like an energy boosting mushroom. And I think in this day and age, a lot of people need some energy. That's actually a natural source.
And people here just now getting, I think, into the mushrooms. How many do you know?
Well, when it comes to, the regular gourmets, I mean, there's quite a few that I know. And I'm just like you. I'm real happy to kind of see a lot of these mushrooms starting to appear in markets. The reason we haven't is because a lot of these mushrooms, they're kind of real perishable. So they need to be grown close by. So that's why it's really important that we need to have dedicated mushroom growers that are local, producing mushrooms for the public to eat. Because we can't rely on one state, like say California, to produce all the lion's mane we need, because by the time it would get to all the states, it would be bad. Even at our store, we're a family-friendly store. So we like to, get kids educated on mushrooms. We like to get their parents educated and kind of get them out of this mycophobia that a lot of Western society has been in, and they're starting to get themselves out of. But the first rule of thumb when it comes to mushrooms, don't eat it unless you know what it is. So we do sell extract powders, tinctures. We don't sell the fresh mushrooms themselves, but we produce a lot of products with mushrooms that we get from local farms, suppliers, things like that. So
like lion's mane?
Yep, lion's mane, cordyceps, red reishi, turkey tail, and then we do a myco fusion of all of our mushrooms put together.
Do you serve mushroom soup?
You can put the mushroom powder in a soup, and it'll make it real tasty, actually. Well, it's kind of funny. I actually have I have a chef that works for me.
Very good. So at some point, he can make a full mushroom dinner.
We're actually in works of actually maybe having a mushroom cooking class in our mushroom classroom.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'd like to be invited to that one.
When we moved back to our original spot, we opened up a dedicated classroom. For example, this weekend, we have a microdosing therapy class that we're doing with one of our therapists. But we also have our therapist, Dr. Kate, that we have a couple classes coming up here in June. If you're looking to learn about mushrooms, all the way from growing them to the legal framework to how to cook them, definitely check out our schedule for our classes. A lot of our classes are free, and we do a community meetup every month called the Myco Exchange. We get together, it's a free event, and we all just kind of share the love of mushrooms and talk mushrooms and drink mushroom coffee all night. June 13th and June 17th are going to be Dr. Kate's classes. She's one of our close therapists that we work with. So we're really excited to have her come down to the CC classroom and kind of put on a envision of what the legal framework can be and how she can kind of, better incorporate mushrooms into therapy. Be on the lookout for more classes here soon as well.
Do you know that there are mushrooms that eat garbage?
Yeah, bioremediation. Yeah. So they're finding new varieties every day. It's funny. I always like to give people a story. So it took mushrooms 1 million years to learn how to eat wood. It's only been 100 years since we've been making plastics, and they're already learning to eat those. So I have faith in mushrooms that they will be able to eat plastic one day, and we will not have to worry about all this waste that we're making.
And if you guys interested in mushrooms like we are, If you think that they are wonderful creatures, or maybe you just want to learn more about them, please write us comments, click like, subscribe to this channel where you can learn more about mushrooms.
Yeah. I just wanted to just kind of promote too. We have a annual Myco Jam that we do every July, August, and we're actually having one July 25th. It's called Myco Jam, Night Under the Stars. So we're gonna be
Perfect.
we're gonna be holding at our facility too. So
July 25th, you're gonna have annual event.
yep, annual event called the Myco Jam from 6 to 9 o'clock.
What do you do for that event?
Well, this year we're going to make it space themed. We're hoping to have a bouncy house. We're going to be having food. We're going to have basically a
Oh,
movie theater set up
Kind
so
of
we
like
can.
a festival.
Yeah, like a festival.
Why did you decide on that date?
We do it at the end of the summer for the past 3 years.
Oh,
So it's a customer appreciation kind of event that we do.
Got you. I was thinking maybe it's some kind of a mushroom day, like a bicycle day, but it's not. It's just a customer appreciation day.
Yes, yeah. We celebrate all the other mushroom, days that there are, but we like to kind of set a special day kind of at the end of the year for our customers to kind of give back to the community, because we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for them.
Very cool. There's going to be some day when we're not going to be scared of mushrooms.
Yes. Well, if you come by our shop, you won't be scared after talking with us. So you'll be more amazed.
Sounds good. Ready to be amazed. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to Cheshire Corners. Tell me what you think in the comments. And as always, don't get psyched out.